Hey guys, I am Meredith Hawley. I'm a lawyer and life coach, and I help women shift power dynamics to stop toxic work environments and sexual harassment. I wanted to talk to you guys about overwhelm. I was thinking about it a lot today. I was talking to a lovely client, actually, a couple lovely clients, about things they were overwhelmed about having too much to do, about people in power who seem like they're in power over them, being mad at them or having negative feelings, and about sort of not feeling like they could measure up to expectations that either they set for themselves or that people around them set. So, here are a couple thoughts I have about that, a couple of strategies I use for myself when I'm feeling overwhelmed, because it is actually something that I have indulged in myself in the past. So one sort of overarching thought that I have is that overwhelm seems helpful. It seems important. It can often pose as something that's helping us get stuff done, and it actually doesn't do that. So we're always doing one thing at a time. I'm doing one thing at a time. Beyonce is doing one thing at a time. Our brain is thinking about one thing at a time. Sort of the myth that we can multitask is just a myth. We actually just switch back and forth between two things. Everyone's doing one thing at a time. So if we're indulging in the feeling of overwhelm, that's the one thing that we're doing at that point. And it's not usually useful. I realized at one point at an old job that I had that I was probably sitting around and feeling overwhelmed for like 2 hours in the day and thinking that I had too much to do for just long periods of time. And it was not helping me actually get things done. So there was the same amount of stuff to do, whether I decided it was too much or not. There was always just one thing to do at a time. So, as a practical matter, sometimes what I do, if I genuinely think there are too many things to do, it usually means that I don't know what I have to do. So I just write down all of the things that I have to do and make sure it's clear on a piece of paper. And then I count the number of things, and usually it's about 4 things. Sometimes it's 9 things. Sometimes I have 9 things to do in a day, and it's usually not more than that. And if I have more than 3, I try to reassign what I have to do to the next day. If I get all 3 done, I can choose to pick up some things that I reassign to the next day. But if I just give it a number, if I say there are 4 things to do, then my brain can't indulge in there's too much to do. It's not a badge of honor to be busy. We often think that if we call ourselves busy, it means that we're important. But everybody is always just doing one thing at a time. So that's sort of a different literal example of feeling overwhelmed. And the tougher thing that I see people run into is when they're overwhelmed by somebody who seems like the person has power over them, by a supervisor or a boss who's micromanaging or giving unfair tasks, or just seems like they're mad at them all the time. And the most important thing to remember about that is that it's okay for other people to have negative feelings, and that's easier said than done. It's easier for me to say, oh, just let that person be angry, than for us to actually do it. So sometimes implementing that can be something of a challenge. Like when our brains have practiced thinking, if my boss is mad at me, then I'm going to get fired. It can take some work to shift that, but if you can shift it, if you can let other people have negative feelings, if you can let other people be unreasonable and then still take care of yourself around it, and still maintain the loyalty to yourself to create what you want to create in your life, that's when you can really start accomplishing things, really start accomplishing goals, and give yourself permission to show up with all the skills that you have, no matter what kind of unreasonable people are around you, or what they're saying that may be unreasonable, just keeping that loyalty to yourself and to your goals, and also letting other people have negative feelings. So those are the thoughts that were just kind of rolling around in my head today about overwhelm, and I thought I would share them with you. As your homework for this round of conversations about hard things, I want you, if you are willing, to take some time for yourself and do one thing that is just for you, even if other people might have a negative feeling about it. Do something just for yourself, even if it's just take an hour and sit in a room quietly for yourself, or take a walk, or whatever it is. Choose that one thing for that is the task that you're going to do. Choose it for yourself. And then as high level homework, I have created for people a better job checklist. Are you needing to get a better job? Are you in the place where you should be thinking about a better job? And I'd love to offer that to you. If you want to send me a message, I will send it right over to you. So I hope you guys are all good. I just wanted to share my thoughts for the evening. Have a great week.